Welcome back to Mastering MMA. I'm Coach Lee here with you again today. I guess you can kind of see her back there. We got Gretchen rolling with us today. I just picked her up from the vet. She's one of our foster dogs that we take in until we find them permanent homes. But she had to get fixed today, so she's kind of back there and pitiful. But today we're going to talk about what you get out of martial arts. So this is different for everybody, but a lot of people get some of the same things. So I'm just going to touch on for me, like what I get out of it. And I'm very curious, like after you watch this, let me know, what do you get out of it? Is there something I missed that you get out of it? But I'll try to touch on the things for me, and then also things I've heard other people say. And so the biggest thing for me that I get out of martial arts is I enjoy it, right? That's my thing. Like that's my happy thing to do. Like if I'm having a rough day, bad day at work, it's nothing better than a bad day at work going and punching somebody in the face or strangling somebody. Like that's it's a release for me. So I absolutely love that part, and that's probably the biggest benefit I get from it. I know, like if I miss times I'm usually training, like I can tell I get more irritable, and my fuse gets a little shorter, right? People I work with, I'm quicker to get mad about dumb little things. And even with the kids, like I can, if I miss a couple sessions when I'm usually working out and training, like I can tell even just with the kids, like how much little things bother me more, right? Things that usually I'm like, all right, no big deal. It bothers me. So I can definitely tell a difference in my temperament if I don't get to train enough throughout the week. It definitely makes a huge effect on how much I can deal with before it starts to irritate me and get me in a bad mood. So that's one of the big benefits. Another big benefit is obviously health, right? Being active, getting out there, staying somewhat flexible, somewhat in shape, even if I'm not like pushing hard, right? When I start rolling or sparring or whatever, going live, like that's forced cardio, right? If you don't keep pushing yourself, bad things happen, right? So that's good motivation. I always laugh at the people who are like, they say the only reason they would run if somebody's chasing them, right? Well, I mean, you need to do some sort of activity to stay healthy, and if you're not doing anything and you're refusing to run because nobody's chasing you, you need to find somebody to chase you, right? So this is not somebody to chase me, right? If I slow way down, like I'm going to get punched in the face, or I'm going to get strangled or armbarred or whatever happens, right? Maybe we're doing wrestling, I'm just going to get slammed. These things happen. So it's forced cardio, right? My drive to win makes me push my cardio even when I'm not trying to be in great shape for a fight or something of that nature. So that's another huge benefit I get out of it. I would still say that the middle benefits I get out of it definitely trump that. But the other thing you get out of it is family, right? Your training partners, you form a different kind of bond with those people, and a lot of those bonds last forever, right? I've got people that have moved completely across the country that I still keep touch with, that I formed that bond through martial arts, right? Through beating each other up. It's a unique bond that gets formed through that. And there's people that I've trained with years and years ago, and if they hit me up needing something, like if I could help, I'm on it, right? It really is truly a lifetime bond, and it brings people of all different races and religions, male, female, it doesn't matter. Like people come together from all different walks of life, and form these bonds in these gyms on these mats, and it's absolutely amazing. I have sat down with people in the gym, after hours and stuff, and had deep, real conversations about race relations and religion, and things that are really deep, hard to talk about things. I've had real conversations with people that were on both sides of the spectrum at the same time, and it was completely respectful. A lot of times when you see people talking about this, it's so much anger and so much disrespect in it, and in general it comes from both sides, right? Whether you're talking race, religion, politics, whatever it is, right? People get mad and they get disrespectful, and I have sat there with people who are hardcore religious from two different religions and had great conversation, and it's amazing. There's so much respect in these gyms for each other, right? Because we really put each other's health in the other person's hands. And if somebody comes in and they're not respectful of the other people, right, it's a rough time for them. In general, they get broken down, and it's very humbling. On the flip side of things, usually if people come in and they're real bashful and not outgoing and don't make friends, like, people pick them up and support them, and you bring them into the family. It's amazing. And I've played sports my whole life. I've been on all kinds of teams, and this was just something totally different. Like, I've never been in an environment like that, and I've been to multiple gyms that have this same camaraderie in it. It's amazing. I've made friends that I've just trained with a handful of times, and I talk to them regularly through social media and things like that. And it's just through this bond, this fire that we've all been through together. And this isn't true of all gyms, but most of them I've been through have this same thing happening in it, and it's absolutely amazing. And it's hard to understand or hard to believe if you've never been there. So if you haven't, like, I would highly recommend go try it out, right? It's a different type of thing. And another thing about that is most of the people that are in these gyms will never fight. I would honestly venture to say most of them never want to fight. Some of them are there for self-defense. Some of them are there just for fitness. Some of them are there to fight, right? Some of them want to be pro fighters. They want to do that for a living. And all of that's great, right? They all get together. That's the amazing thing, right? It just pulls people together. So that's another huge benefit from it. Another thing is confidence. And this is the crazy thing. It seems like, a lot of times people come in here and you're thinking, like self-defense, right? I want to be able to defend myself and this and that and the other. The crazy thing is, like, it seems like the more right, the further you go down this wormhole of the martial arts and knowing how to defend yourself and handle yourself, the more dangerous you actually become, the more peaceful you are. Like, things people say don't bother you near as much. A lot of times people somewhat kind of sort of start a fight, and your confidence shows, and in general, like, most of them just end up backing down. I've had multiple people, kind of try to call me out, and I'm like, all right, man, well, if you want to do this, let's do it. If not, shut up, like, go enjoy yourself. And it's always been over something dumb, you know what I mean? But it's and in general, like, that's what they might run their mouth a couple more seconds, and then they go on about their way and leave me alone. And so it's rare that you have to use it when it's there. So that's another really cool thing, is it's just that confidence it gives you. And on top of that, like, you've been through all this hard stuff to learn these little details and these moves and these ways to combine stuff together. right? It's hard, right? It's physically hard, it's mentally hard. There's a lot going into it, right? And when you pick these things up and you're like, man, I made it past that hurdle, right? But then that translates into the rest of your life. You know, you see these huge hurdles and it's like, man, I can never do that. But in the back of your mind, you're like, I never thought I could do what I've already done with my martial arts, right? So why not attack this head on, right? Let's go right at this hurdle and let's get over. You know, we get a little bit better every day, and eventually we're going to be better than that hurdle, right? We're going to be able to jump over it. And it might not happen the first time. That's another thing is you know, you failed so many times doing martial arts. Like, so many times you failed that but you've eventually succeeded in those things, or you're working towards success at the things you're currently failing at. And that translates, right? You run into that wall and you're like, man, all right, so let's bump the wall over here and bump the wall over here until you figure out how to get through the wall or over the wall or under the wall, whatever the case may be. So it gives you that ability just to be able to push through these obstacles in your life, which is an amazing thing to have. It allows you to take on a whole lot more. While we're talking about, you know, the confidence and the ability to push through things, I can't tell you how many people I've met that their personality has completely livened up. You know, I've talked to people that have had serious depression issues and joined our gym, and it changed their life. You okay, girl? But yeah, it changed their life. It gave them goals. It gave them something to reach for, something to keep pushing for, and that in itself was able to bring them out of the depression. Right? There was something to strive for every day, and it's truly great. Like, the mental health side of things and the confidence that they built off of gaining, you know, that little bit of knowledge, right? You know, a lot of these people feel worthless, feel like they can't accomplish anything, right? And sometimes it's just the minorest little thing they get in class and it clicks, and then after that the ball starts rolling. It gets the snowball effect. It's bigger and bigger and bigger, and before you know it, they're a confident person. I've had, you know, you'd be surprised, like, the people that have become, you know, outgoing, like, you know, couldn't talk to people before, and after they were in the gym a while, and, you know, that family, that bond forms, and then before you know it, like, they would go out and they would have the ability to talk to people. They were no longer shy about things. You know, they felt confident voicing their opinions in a group, which is a big thing, right? In life, you need to be able to speak in front of people. You need to be able to converse with strangers, and I've seen it help people with that, which is amazing. Another big thing that I've seen is people with weight issues, and food issues, right? So being around that healthy environment where all these people are trying to be fit, trying to be in shape, trying to push forward, trying to get a little better every day, has helped a lot of people change their bad habits. I'm not saying they eliminate them all, but being around that positive influence all the time of everybody trying to be a little bit better, right? It makes it easier, right? If I'm around people all the time that just want to drink and smoke and eat fast food and, you know, party all the time, then I'm going to be drinking and smoking and eating fast food and partying all the time too, right? And even if I'm trying to do better, I'm still going to be around that environment. That pull is still going to be able to be there, right? Well, same thing works if I'm around the people who are trying to eat healthy, who are trying to be fit and in shape, who are pushing towards goals in their fight camps, you know, things like if I'm in that environment a lot, it's a lot easier to be healthy and in shape and working out constantly. You know, your environment has a big effect on who you are, right? I can tell a huge difference if, you know, people I work with that are, you know, out partying and stuff all the time, and then people that like kind of stay at home all the time, and, you know, you can tell like what types of environments they're at, right? Because it makes that person gets pulled into that environment, and you become a product of that. Just like people trying to quit drinking, right? If, you know, you can't take an alcoholic to a bar when they're trying to quit, right? It's just not good for them. It's all that unnecessary added pressure there, right? Same thing, right? So if somebody's trying to get healthy and you take them to a place where everybody's trying to get healthy, right? It's a common bond there, and it helps push them towards their goals, right? And there's that support system when they do fail a little bit. Like, oh man, all right, well, get back on here with us. We're back on this path. So that helps people out a lot too. So, but anyways, that's kind of some of the major things that I wanted to touch on. If in the comments, let me know what you get out of martial arts, and also some other benefits. Is there anything major that I missed in this? Definitely hit the like button for me, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything, and we will catch you next time on Mastering MMA with Coach Lee.